Welcome back everyone to my Manchester United career on FM17. It is the final day of the Premier League season. It is another opportunity to see Andrew Ferguson in action. We have got Chelsea at Old Trafford. The next episode will see us come up against Manchester City in the Champions League final. Now, there is of course a sellout expected for this Chelsea match, the final game of the season at Old Trafford. Of maybe 94,543 tickets are expected to be sold. Wow, can you just imagine that? We are favourites as champions going into this game. Of course, we had the title wrapped up. It's been about 5 games now. We are going to be without Bailly, and you'll notice that Herrera is not on that list. So he is back, but I'm not sure whether I can actually start him against Chelsea because the fitness is only really just come back to full training. But we are set to create a new record. It all depends whether we can beat Chelsea here on the last day of the season. The most points in the season goes to Chelsea in that 04-05 season, Mourinho's first season in charge at Stamford Bridge. If we win, I mean, we're currently sitting on 92 points. If we win, we'll match that. I'm not sure if we'll be able to remove Chelsea from there. Look at that, most goals in a season, Zlatan Ibrahimovic. It was my first season on this save with Manchester United. And let's just have a look at attendances as well. So the highest in the Premier League was that game against City this season with 94,000, and before that was the 90,000 Tottenham against Arsenal. That was when Tottenham were playing at Wembley before they moved in to New White Hart Lane. Some crazy attendances. Anyway, let's move on. Manchester United set for record number of wins. Incredible. We have won 29 matches this season. My best season I've probably ever had on any FM with any team. 29 matches won in one season in the Premier League. We've been absolutely phenomenal. Giggs warns United of Danilo. There is the headline as well. The San Siro is ready for the Champions League final. A Manchester Derby Champions League final. It is going to be huge, and it's a shame the stadium hasn't been expanded for that 100,000. Just before we head into the final games of the season then, Man City, how well has Wenger done since arriving at City? I mean, he's got them into a Champions League spot. Obviously, he needs to win their final game of the season, which is against Swansea away. Could be tricky. West Ham have got Watford. Big game there between those two because West Ham and Watford are in with a shout for a Champions League spot for next season. I mean, you can see West Ham just a point behind City. Watford's level on points with the Hammers. Chelsea, if they can get the 3 points at Old Trafford against us and results go their way, then they might be able to nick that Champions League spot. Down in the bottom half though, Sunderland, Palace, who's going to get relegated along with Stoke and Leeds United. But looking at that though, Chelsea, they're going to be up for this game. They're going to come to Old Trafford wanting that win. Yes, they've already qualified for the Europa League after winning the EFL Cup, but they want Champions League. A team like Chelsea should be in the Champions League. Their manager at the moment, Zé Ricardo, I think that's how you pronounce his name, never really heard of him. His last job was at Villarreal, but Chelsea, they've gone through quite a few top quality managers. I mean, we started this save off with Antonio Conte in charge. He left for Barcelona, if you remember, after his first season. Then they brought in Frank de Boer. Steve Holland took over as caretaker. Then Pep came in after getting sacked from Man City. And then Luis Enrique. It's mad to think that none of those managers won any silverware whatsoever for Chelsea. But yet Zé Ricardo comes in and wins the EFL Cup. I've never even heard of the guy. But anyway, they're going to be on a high after winning the EFL Cup earlier this season. And also a chance to make Champions League. They're going to be up for this game. And so are we. Here we go then. So Manchester United against Chelsea. It's the final day of the Premier League season. We've got to get ourselves ready for the Champions League final coming up in just a couple of weeks' time in game. I have put out a full strength squad for this game, so fingers crossed we pick up no injuries. Tuanzebe comes in for the injured Eric Bailly. He plays alongside Chris Smalling. Valencia starts for his last ever Premier League game for Manchester United as he does retire. Hazard, Lukaku and Rashford up front. But for Chelsea, Courtois starts in goal. They've got Danilo starting, who could be a threat down that side. They also have their workhorse, Kante, starting in midfield. And Willian, De Gries and Kennedy going forwards. The last game of the Premier League season is underway. It's Chelsea that get started here at Old Trafford. Can't believe Season 5 is almost over. Only one more game to go, which is that Champions League final against Man City. Free kick taken from Willian, straight into the hands of David De Gea. What a season it's been for us. Retaining the title in the Champions League final again. It's just those other domestic competitions like the FA Cup and the EFL Cup which have kind of let us down. We got knocked out of the FA Cup third round. Didn't really reach that far in the EFL Cup. Can tell which competitions I've been focusing on mainly. Premier League and Champions League. It's what we should always be striving for here at Manchester United. Here is De Gea now, through for Kennedy. Squares it to Kante, and he puts it over. Willian seems lost without Eden Hazard, who's actually playing for us now. Someone else that's had an incredible season. His first season at United as well. It's an easy save again from David De Gea. It's still 0-0, 20 minutes gone, 21 minutes gone. Hasn't been too bad. Andrew Ferguson on a yellow card. With every game that goes, it's looking very likely that he'll be starting in the Champions League final against Man City. Here he is now, Andrew Ferguson. Onto Eden Hazard, brings the ball into the penalty area, crosses it in, looking for Lukaku, the danger man for United. Who's come up with such a relationship, such a partnership with Rashford this season, those two. They've almost been unstoppable. It's looking a lot better from United. Bit of a shaky start. There's Chelsea, of course. They've come here. They want those 3 points. It's out wide for Valencia. Crosses it in, looking for Rashford. Gets another chance to straight to Courtois this time. Lukaku pushing out wide. Got so many players sitting back, Chelsea. Pogba to Dyer. What can Dyer come up with here? He hasn't really got many options. Gives it back to Pogba. That's out wide to Luke Shaw. He can bring it in and cross it to Rashford. 1-0 United. There we go. We have got the breakthrough. And it feels good just before half-time too. Look at that for a finish. What a ball from Pogba. Great vision. Sees that run of Luke Shaw. We've seen that so many times this season. And it's Rashford at that near post that slots it past Courtois. Still on 0 here at Old Trafford. At the hour mark, and N'Golo Kante on a yellow card now as well. I think it's probably the best time to make a change as well. Let's bring on Lindelof of Valencia. He's on a yellow card. He's looking slightly tired. Want to keep him fresh and fit for the Champions League final. I feel as though he deserves to play in that game, or at least feature in it. Maybe coming off the bench against City. He deserves it. He's been a magnificent servant to Manchester United. And what a fairy tale it would be for him to maybe score the winner against City. It would be incredible. It's to Chris Smalling. Zuma heads it away, but Rashford's offside. Pogba chasing down that loose ball. Was going to get to it, but there we go. That is full time on the last game of the Premier League season. We have beaten Chelsea 1-0, which means they will not be in the Champions League next season. And if this was real life now, the lads would be lifting that Premier League trophy at Old Trafford too. Incredible season, and we've managed to reach 95 points, which levels Chelsea's record back in the 04-05 season. So Chelsea see continental qualification dreams fade. We've completely put a stop to that. They've got to fight for it again come next season. So there are the final day scores. Palace drew Stoke, Liverpool beat Leeds 3-2, Tottenham won 4-0, Arsenal won 2-0 away to West Brom. There is the final league table standing. So it's United top, Arsenal, Tottenham, West Ham managed to clinch a Champions League spot for next season, whereas Man City dropped to 5th. They'll be in the Europa League along with Chelsea next season. Watford in 6th, and in the bottom half, well, look at Liverpool. They managed to, well, stay where they are, where they've been for the last couple of seasons. 10th, mid-table-ish. With just Everton, their Merseyside rivals, just above them. But it's Leeds, Stoke and Sunderland that all go down. They go down into the Championship for next season. Got a few headlines to see here. Aidan Barlow out injured for 6 to 7 weeks. So David De Gea has set a new clean sheet record in the Premier League. collecting 27 clean sheets. He's got his defence to thank for that also, with Eric Bailly and Chris Smalling and even Tuanzebe. We've set a new average attendance of 81,486 this season, which is the highest in the Premier League. Kane wins top goal scorer award. Hopefully we could bring him to Old Trafford in the summer. He made 37 appearances, scored 31 goals and made 7 assists. Lacazette coming in second and Lukaku in third with 19 goals. One of his best seasons in the Premier League without a doubt. I mean, you look at that one season for Everton in the 2015-2016 season, 37 starts, 18 goals, whereas this season he's only had to play a couple of games less and he's still managed to score 19 goals, so not too bad, and that's his highest goal scoring record in the Premier League. So I'm really happy with his contribution to the team this season, and to think that we only got him for 30 mil from AC Milan, I'm a happy manager. David De Gea claims the Golden Glove, making 37 appearances, only conceded 25 goals, keeping 20 clean sheets with an average rate of 7.01. Fructal coming in third there as well for Arsenal. It's quite interesting to see that he's made such an impact at Arsenal in just his first season. Who is the Players' Team of the Year? So there's only a handful of United players in there. De Gea, Chris Smalling, Pogba and Eden Hazard. But what a team. Look at that front two. Lacazette and Harry Kane. Just imagine that. Griezmann in there also, along with Eriksen and Bellerin, Zuma and Rahman. De Gea has dedicated the award to me. How nice of him. Should be thanking his defenders also, because they've done a top job. Our season isn't over just yet, because up next we've got Man City in the Champions League final at the San Siro. You don't want to miss it. But for now, thanks for watching.